Yo, what's good, my people, my people? I'm back with another video, you know what I'm trying to say. So, today, I personally am going to be putting to end the greatest debate of all time, okay? Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo. Who I'm not trying to fight that which right now, bro. Um, who's better? And you know what the thing is? It's not about who I think is better because I know ball knowledge, right? So I know what I'm talking about. Whatever I say goes. Do you understand? So and I'm gonna give solid evidence for each case, and let's just end this, man, because it's the rightful place to put it to an end. 2026 World Cup. I'm gonna be doing more content around the World Cup as well. So make sure you tune into that. But without further ado, let's just get into it. So overall, you know what I'm trying to say. Let's just talk about the little stuff first. The little stuff. I much rather prefer Messi's playstyle over Ronaldo's. Not gonna lie. Um, Lord have actual mercy. What the? Um. So as I was saying, bro, the witch is still following me. Help! So overall, I much prefer Messi's playstyle. I think his dribbles are a lot cleaner. And he's a shorter player. So it's a bit hard to work with. Uh, I shouldn't really eat, should I? It's harder to work with a short stature in football. You got a bit more pace. You can kind of weave in and out of defenders a bit easier. But like when it comes to physicality and dominating stuff like air battles and trying to get a header off and stuff like that and trying to make dominating plays, you don't really have the reach to do so because of your short stature. And I think if we take that into account, if Cristiano Ronaldo was small, I don't think he's doing the things that Messi's doing. Do you understand? Like, I'm not trying to say he would be terrible, but I'm just saying, like, he wouldn't be the same. So that's one thing about Messi. Ronaldo and Messi both they're always been rated by people, always. But you see, speed, he's actually done generational damage to Ronaldo's reputation, I think. And you might think like how because obviously he's made more people know him and da da da. But I feel like it's in a bad way because now we've got all these football larpers and football fake fans. Unlike me, guys, I'm a real fan of football. So I would put Messi's dribbling. I would put Messi's dribbling S tier and Ronaldo's dribbling A tier. I would put Messi's playstyle in S tier and Ronaldo's playstyle A tier. A lot of these things, yeah, is like you're gonna see that I'm gonna put Messi's like I'm gonna put one of their skills in S and one of them in A. It's never gonna be like a big difference. Um, like A is very good, very great, but the difference between great and perfection is consistency. It's stuff like it's just stuff to get it. So I don't even need to explain to you guys. Now I'm gonna start giving you guys ball knowledge here, yeah. When Cristiano Ronaldo was facing against Portugal and that in it, like obviously when he was kicking the ball in it, like do you see the way that his heel like drove into like the ball and it did what? How is this possible? Anyways, when he drove his heel into the ball, do you see how it did a negative 360 forward front spin into the goal? I don't think Messi can replicate such things. How do I? Anyway, yeah. So Messi can't do that. You tell me when you've seen Messi do such a thing. I've never seen him do that. Obviously, this was when that man were playing traitors in it. So obviously Cristiano Ronaldo was playing against his own club in Portugal. So they were playing traitors. That's what the game mode is called because it's a game mode that they have in their club for specific training. Now if Messi was to play traitors, he's not doing a backward heel spin with negative forward propel into the goal. Like that's not physically possible for someone like him. So when we're talking about shooting, when we're talking about penalties, when we're talking about these things, the finesse, the swag, the aura, I'm gonna have to give it to Ronaldo. Penalty taking shots, shots on target. Now, I'm not trying to say that Messi doesn't have these things. I just feel like it's a slight difference between them. So I would say Ronaldo is S, and I'll put Messi in S as well, but it's just like a lower caliber. I don't know how I'm gonna get back up there, by the way. But next, we're gonna be doing the defense, I guess. Now nobody likes defense. Defense is boring, right? But let's just get this out of the way. Obviously, you guys already know by now that I have ball knowledge, so I'm gonna just give you guys a bit of ball knowledge. So, when they was playing in Rio de Janeiro, Madrid, obviously they was facing against each other in it, and it was like the Uzbekistan stadium, and so obviously they was facing against each other there, and they had to like obviously defend against each other because obviously one knows that the other is also pretty good, so obviously they have to defend against each other and da 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 da. So I'm gonna introduce you to what I call um as the anti shot defense. So basically, what that entails is that let's say I was to kick the ball, what one of the players would do, and I'll tell you who did it after because it's very important about who did it. What one of the players did was they ran. And obviously, you can't catch up to the speed of the ball, well, unless you're Mbappe. You know, we've seen that recently. Um, he ran for the ball, and so people thought they was gonna try and position himself to take a touch or to try and like go to a teammate and kind of get the ball to him basically. But basically, what he did was he stopped where he was. So he ran a bit. He stopped. The ball pinged. It rolled a bit to one of his teammates. Then he ran a bit back into like an empty space, and then he ran like around the defender. Yeah, and then he marked. He marked the player. I'm not gonna say the player's name yet, but he marked the player. And that is very solid defense, guys. That is very solid defense, and that's why I call it anti-shot defense because you're defending against a shot. Do you understand? You're actually tricking the ball itself to go to your teammate. Do you know how elite of a play that is? And obviously, as I was saying earlier, with height and that, certain people just can't pull this stuff off. So obviously, I'm talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, and he did this against Messi when Messi was trying to shoot a trivela from halfway across the field. Basically, what ended up happening was the ball got negative backspin on a 90-degree right angle, and it was very obtuse, and the ball was very hollow at that point in time, and it was a rainy day. So basically, what had happened was the ball, it just went straight up. Instead of going forward, it went straight up, and it propelled a little bit forward. So what Ronaldo did was he ran a bit forward, yeah, and after he ran a bit forward, um, as I just said, he stopped and he ran back. Then he noticed that the ball was going towards one of his teammates, yeah, and nobody else noticed that because they weren't keeping an eye. And basically, he stopped where he was. The teammate took a touch from the shot, yeah, passed it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo banged it into the goal. Do you get it? These are things that Messi cannot do because he's too short. So when we're talking about defense, don't mention Messi to me. I don't know a single clip where this guy defended somebody. Do you understand? So we're gonna have to give defense to Ronaldo on this one. S tier, Messi, A tier. When he was going against Yamal Lamin. Lamin. Obviously, guys, like obviously I'm a real football fan, so it's like when I like talk about football, I try and like give everyone justice, but sometimes accent barriers, language barriers, I can't really say everybody's name correct, so don't think that I'm a fake football fan. I'm not. Okay, I love football. um Now let's talk about, we already talked about shots. Speed, just keep it short and simple. Messi is just faster because he's shorter. Ronaldo's speed is actually very impressive, but I mean, he's Ronaldo, so who even cares? Like, bro, he's just boring. And he's just, Messi has a better work regime. Do you understand? So I would give it to Messi. Ronaldo ATS speed, Messi STS speed. Um, Media perception, 1 billion percent it goes to Ronaldo. This is not even a conversation to be had, and that's because of speed. Not because before it was a tied thing. Like they both talked about as much as each other. Do you understand? Um, you don't ever hear one of them being brought up without the other being brought up. Oh my god, I just okay, it's fine. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, Ronaldo takes that. But if we're talking about the quality of what's being perceived, I'm gonna have to say Messi because when Ronaldo's being brought up, You hear conversations about washedness, and do I think he's washed? Yes, I do. Do I think Messi's washed? No, he just scored a flipping hat trick in the World Cup. He's not washed. He's not washed. What? And for those who don't know what a hat trick is, basically when you're playing football, you're not allowed to wear certain things, but certain people, when they win certain prizes, they can like basically go to the shop after and they can buy certain things to put on. So what Messi did was he bought a hat, and as you guys know, magicians, one of their most famous tricks is pulling a rabbit out of the hat. And basically, every time Messi scored one goal, he would basically celebrate and pull a rabbit out of his hat. So that's what a hat trick is for those who don't know. Take it from a real football fan. Um, we've come to the end of the video. Who do I think is overall better, Messi or Ronaldo? Now, if you've been paying close attention and listening to my words, you'd be aware that I am a very much a real football fan and I have real ball knowledge. I hate that I'm walking this slow. Um, but who do I think's better overall? Messi? That's just simply it. There's no need to debate about it, really. There's no need to have a conversation. I think Messi's better, and I believe that the future is bright for Messi Jr., who's currently playing for Argentina. Yeah, Argentina. He's currently playing for Argentina. So yeah, like Messi Jr. He has a lot of potential, and that's because of the work regime and the schedulization of what Messi's been going through his whole life. He's really putting and dedicated a lot of time and effort into mastering his new playstyle. And if you didn't know, his new playstyle is basically called the deck of all aces, and basically it relates back to the whole hat trick thing because obviously he's a magician because he did a hat trick in the World Cup, so he must be a magician. So basically, I'll explain it to you guys because I have real ball knowledge and I'm a real football fan. So basically, what the deck of all aces is, when you play the game, he'll like shuffle his feet around the ball, and basically the opponent has to pick which way that he's trying to go, just like you shuffle a pack of cards, a deck of cards even. So that's why it's called deck of all aces. Um, because Messi has a lot of aces. But guys, yeah, that's about it, man. Thank you so much for watching this video, and really, oh that actually scared me. Giving giving me a chance, to really show and share my my football knowledge with you guys and how much I love the sport. Um, so guys, if you've enjoyed, please make sure you do leave a comment, a like, a subscribe, and even a share because I don't see people asking for that, so I might just do it. It's been your boy. Make sure you go follow my other boys, more and more Marauders. Okay, I'm gone.